Well, let's get your
goodness.
thoughts
Yeah, yeah.
on this Taylor Swift documentary.
Yeah, so it's called.
We do have these wild dogs in here. I apologize. We're
Yep.
working on it.
Well, it's a Netflix original. It's titled Miss Americana. She's got a new track on her new album called Miss Americana, directed by Lana Wilson. And it really gives some valuable insight into many facets of her life. You see some behind-the-scenes music production. It's really interesting to see her just kind of in her element, hanging out like sweatpants, eating burritos, and then making new music. And just, it felt really just real and authentic.
Yeah.
And hanging out with her producers behind the scenes. There were, you kind of saw some flashbacks, some old home videos and stock footage of her from like 13, 14, 15 years old, and making her way up in the music industry, performing at like little local bars and taverns, and then just seeing her climb the ladder, basically. You got to see, there was just so much about it that they provided a glimpse in. You saw how passionate she's become with using her influence to influence political and social matters in the United States, because she's, what, 30 years old now, and she's gained such a following over the years that what her words matter, and she has a lot of passion and a lot of heart for a lot of issues in the United States.
I've been amazed when you think about what she's been able to do,
Yeah.
Greg. I mean, you're a musician,
Yeah.
and I never would have guessed when she was a country artist
Yeah.
Right.
that we would be able to see her transcend not just that genre, but break through and be a pioneer in a
Yeah.
lot of ways.
Yeah.
As of what, she hit it, what, 17 or something
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah,
And
she
you
was-
could tell then she was the real deal.
Yeah.
I mean, the songs were quality. She was
And she wrote
definitely a
them.
Rides them
performer.
all, yeah.
Yeah, she was there, and I would have never guessed though, like I think you were saying that she would evolve the way she has.
Yeah.
She's grown every step with every album.
I think it's interesting. We've seen crossover artists bounce back and forth
Yeah.
between charts, between genres. That's nothing new. But the way she's been able to do it and command it, and then have people in those particular genres look up to her.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
not losing fans. She's
No,
just building
she's gaining them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
it's
following
amazing.
her.
So, other key thoughts from the documentary that you think are worthy of sharing?
The way the montages were edited together really impressed me. There was just one in particular that stands out. You see her hanging out and just kind of talking about, this is the music video she wants to create. We're gonna have this happening and this happening and this happening. And as she's saying those, then you get to see little behind the scenes snippets of each and everything she says becoming reality while they're making the music video. And just, you had a lot of those montages throughout the entire piece that really impressed me. And just, you saw that she's been through a lot. She's had a lot of struggles in the spotlight from that young of an age.
Yeah.
And growing up in that, it hasn't been easy for her.
Right.
But to see where she is now, it's really uplifting
Yeah.
and empowering.
Yeah, she's overcome quite a bit.
Yeah.
Sorry, losing my
Got a little
voice.
choked
Yeah.
up.
What is your rating for this?
I'd give it a solid A minus. Certain parts of it seemed to bounce back
Okay.
and forth. I couldn't quite decide which part of her life it wanted to discuss, but overall, I would say it's balanced enough and just really valuable insight.
A minus. And Oscar standout, what's the one Oscar standout you have for
You
the
need
year?
some water.
And why? I've got some water here. You got 40 seconds to share this thought.
Oh yeah, I got Little Women. Greta Gerwig wrote and directed it. It's got 6 Oscar nominations, including adapted screenplay and Best Picture. I think Greta Gerwig should have been nominated for Best Director.
Okay.
Just such an incredible ensemble cast. Saoirse Ronan, Florence Pugh.
Yeah.
The list goes on and on. Those 2 were Oscar nominated as well. Just an incredibly beautiful and warm story. It just kind of, it'll lift you up one minute and break you down the next, but overall just left me with a warm feeling.
And a good movie to watch with your sister as well.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. I watched it with my sister Catherine, and she, well, I don't know if I should say, but she cried a couple times, and
Sorry, I'm not laughing and crying. I'm really not.
yeah, to see how many times, to see how much it moved
You're a
her,
cold,
kind of
cold
moved me
man.
in a way as well.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
And Florence Pugh, what a year for
Yeah.
her. Fighting with My Family, which is now just dropped for Hulu viewers as well, and Midsummer. So she's had just an amazing year. So my Oscar nominee standout is Parasite, which is just been the awards show season darling, and rightfully so. It is a film that transcends culture, it transcends language, and I've loved this film on every single level, and I want to thank Eric Martian back in, he's a film critic in Canada, and he and I connected back in October for the Irishman premiere, and he said if you don't watch any other film this year, watch Parasite, and Thomas and I did, and we were just blown away. And so every award that Parasite's been getting, it has earned, and so I cannot recommend that enough. Do you have any Oscar nominee standouts that are a movie that
Now
just,
you ask.
Yeah, and it could be a cinematography.
Once
it could be
Upon a Time
anything.
in Hollywood.
Okay.
There's just nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate everyone who's taken the time to spend with us today. I do have a movie quote as we like to have to wrap things up. And this does come from Fighting with My Family. This comes from Page Knight. You know, it belongs to everyone who, this show, this life, it belongs to everyone who has ever felt like they were a freak from Norwich. The oddballs, the outsiders, the ones who don't belong. Thanks so much to Tim back there on the Tim Cam and our interns, Tanner and Lane. Tanner's back there not paying attention, but there you go. And
Just
Douglas,
like in class.
appreciate Douglas as well. And Thomas, thank you for joining us. Greg Tillman, thank you as always. Appreciate the show. Appreciate our listeners and our viewers. So send us that email, info@c19.tv, and we'll read it on the air if it's not too bad. Until next time, that's a wrap.